English translation was made in 1984. The concept of interstellar travel is surprisingly matter of fact. It is stated explicitly in the chapter that extraterrestrials can travel between worlds and that visits to Earth are not uncommon. Somewhat more surprising is the concept that instantaneous mental communication between enlightened beings on many worlds is possible and indeed a common activity.
Think about that. Think about that. Let's say that, let's just say, for the sake of argument here, that that's absolutely true, that instantaneous communication across any distance is possible. That completely negates what we think of as time and space, doesn't it?
I'll tell you, it really, I love these things because it really does make you think and expand what really is. I mean, we're worried about paying taxes. And, if you're worried about paying taxes, who has time to think about, oh, let's see, if I concentrate, maybe I could actually develop my conscious abilities to a point where, I could mentally project myself to another planet and actually visit, another world.
Yeah. If I concentrate real hard, I could pick up the latest episode from the soap opera on Theta Epsilon.
Thank you, Deadcat. I don't do soap operas.
No, but it might be a real interesting one. You haven't ever seen Theta Epsilon, have you?
Is that where the women have like three thumbs?
3 thumbs, yes. Beautiful green thumbs.
Green thumbs. Got it.
Oh.
Somewhat more surprising is the concept that instantaneous mental communication between enlightened beings on many worlds is possible, indeed a common activity. This is surprisingly similar to the idea of entanglement, in quotes, from physics, or instantaneous communication between widely separated particles. It is also interesting that Chapter 23 of the Lotus Sutra states explicitly that contacts between humans and non-human aliens can be in the form of polite discussions and scholarly exchanges of information. Interesting. Wouldn't that be fun? To sit down and have an intelligent conversation with one of these beings. That one of these beings could, in their, if they're capable of this and we're learning how, imagine what we could be taught. Imagine, that's the thing that is so fascinating to me about where we are going. What's the possibility? We clean up this sewer, all right, with all this crap going on that these people have used to,
separate
us, divide us, conquer us, use us. Any of the things that these people do. Do you really think that people were meant to live like this? I mean, some of us, we here in the United States, we have it pretty damn good. A lot of us do. But could it be better? Well, the Bible tells us there's a heaven and all these things are not problems. But we've been convinced that, okay, well, if everything is perfect and, how do you know that everything is perfect? Well, we certainly understand what our existence is, and it's not perfect. I mean, we have it pretty good in a lot of ways. But could it be better? Could you not be frustrated 1,000 times during the day, just going throughout your day? Is it possible? Is it possible that you could go through the day without being frustrated by 1,000 things that seem to be designed to frustrate you? Their only purpose is to frustrate your daily existence.
Exactly right. If you read just anybody who buys a new item, and then they read the instruction book,
Well, just getting to the damned instruction book, getting through the freaking packaging, for crying out loud.
Yeah, break through the packaging to start with, but then get to the instruction book, and where you actually need to know the most, that's where they leave crap out. And then you've got to, well, what do they mean by this? Or they'll throw in a oddball translation from some other language that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And you say to yourself, well, couldn't they have done this a little bit better? You know?
Well, actually, they wrote the original instructions very explicitly in Mandarin Chinese, and then they translated it into English, and as a result, it doesn't read right. Okay.
That's what we're told, but how long have they been translating Mandarin Chinese to English? How long have they been doing it? Hundreds of years at least.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think they would have it down pat by now, but no, you get these oddball translations that tell you that part A goes directly into part Z, bypassing all the other parts in between.
Yeah. Okay, there's just a little bit left of this article, and then we'll move on here.